Hey guys, everything cool with you? Here we are with the newest episode of the saga of the First Saiyan called Wukong. I know you're anxious to know what's going to happen, but don't be in a hurry. I guarantee that today's episode will be epic, but first we have to say a few things so that we can finally continue with the video. If you like these videos and really like to follow, I ask that you leave a like on the video. As much as it is annoying to ask, it helps a lot in the performance of the channel and motivates us to always keep bringing you amazing videos. That said, after the recap of the last episode of the saga, you will have the new episode. In the last chapter, we saw what happened after the death of Wukong's beloved. Contrary to what many thought, Wukong did not seek revenge, but isolated himself from the world for his own good and those he could hurt with your revenge. Time passed and Wukong was living peacefully away from everyone until a group of adventurous Saiyajins tried to enter the temple that Wukong had made to isolate themselves, but the surprise was yet to come. Suddenly a mysterious figure had appeared in the temple. It was an angel and his name was Whis. The angel Whis brought his disciple with him. What will happen to that disciple? You'll find that out in today's episode is just beginning. Wukong watched Kenan attentively and thought to himself, what would be the reason for Whis to be there with his apprentice? Whis noticed that Wukong was restless, and already imagining the reason, Whis faced the Saiyan god and said, I imagine you want to know why we're here. Don't worry, I'll explain. This young angel is in the process of learning and I'm training him to be a great angel. The power Kenan already has, but he needs experience, Whis explained with a smile, while Wukong was quite surprised by that. Wukong, still confused, exclaimed, but what do I have to do with that? Questioned Wukong, angry, looking at the angels who were calm. Whis chuckled and said, Kenan is in the process of becoming one of the new angels. My apprentice is in the training phase. What I'm going to propose will be something like an exchange. He learns, and in return, you, Wukong, evolve learning with Kenan. After all, I don't know very well, but I believe that your path as the Saiyan god will directly influence the Saiyan race in war. What do you say? Questioned Whis, facing Wukong, who was very thoughtful, watching the young Kenan, who remained calm and serene all the time. Wukong, after calming down and reasoning about Whis' proposal, said, for what reason should I help you? Said Wukong, irritated, because he just wanted to be alone and rest a lot. The young angel apprentice, Kenan, who was silent, decided to speak, and looking at Wukong's serious eyes, Kenan said, you were a born leader of your people, but now you turned your back and abandoned them. Don't you feel like going back to being a leader? Questioned Kenan, leaving Wukong quite thoughtful on the subject. Wukong replied saying, I don't want to know more about leading, I just want to be in peace. That era has passed, now I'm in another. If you don't have anything else to say, please leave, exclaimed Wukong, irritated. The young angel Kenan decided to use his last argument to convince Wukong to accept the proposal. Kenan smiled and then said, currently the planet of the Saiyajin has a new leader. If I were you, I would not let them have another leader besides you, said Kenan, teasing Wukong, who was quite bothered. Wukong was irritated and at the same time curious, wanting to know who it was. Wukong questioned, what leader is this? Questioned Wukong, interested in Kenan's story. Angel Kenan's apprentice said, I won't reveal anything unless you accept Whis' proposal, Kenan said, smiling as he looked at Wukong, who was irritated, while Whis laughed at his young apprentice's daring. Wukong sighed and said, okay, I accept. Wukong spoke frustrated. The young angel Kenan was happy that Wukong had accepted and continued saying, okay then, follow me and I'll take you to the planet of the Saiyans, said Kenan, directing his speech to Wukong. Wukong didn't answer, he just stood up, making it clear that he was going to follow him. Kenan then floated away and Wukong followed him, walking. As the apprentice angel slowly levitated, Saiyan Wukong walked with an angry face and a deadly look on his face. Kenan and Wukong started walking a long way, leaving the temple where they were before. After leaving the temple, they found an open and deserted area where they would begin their training. Wukong began to stretch, getting ready for any and all types of training. Kenan also prepared himself, but unlike Wukong, the angel apprentice prepared himself only psychologically, as he did not believe he would use much of his power. Wukong didn't know what else to do and faced Kenan, waiting for him to say what Wukong would have to do. Kenan looked at Wukong with a confused look. The little angel apprentice was not used to being the master, quite the contrary, he was usually the apprentice, and another angel closer to him, in this case Whis, was the one who gave the orders. Wukong started tapping his foot impatiently. The fledgling angel Kenan came to his senses, saying, oh, man, I forgot. I'm the one who has to train you, right? Forgive me, I'm not used to this kind of situation at all, Since this is my first time being a master, I'm going to do what Whis always does. So now, just try to hit me," Kennen said, apologizing and at the same time trying to help Wukong. As soon as the angel Kennen finished speaking, Wukong disappeared and along with him, his presence as well. Kennen didn't expect that from a mere scion. Kennen still remained in the same position. Wukong appeared behind Kennen with a punch ready. However, before delivering the punch, Wukong disappeared again and reappeared to Kennen's right, with his hands moving to try to hit him. Kennen didn't blink during that time, but he still dodged it like it was the most predictable punch ever. Apprentice Kennen looked at Wukong and said, "So, you want to know more about the new leader of your race?" Kennen said, facing Wukong with a sarcastic smile on his face. Such a comment enraged Wukong. After all, even if Kennen dodged that punch, it was not possible to speak in combat, but Kennen was doing it. Wukong was enraged that his punch was completely ignored, and his pride was hurt by an angel. But Wukong ignored this feeling of hatred and fury and said, "Yes, I want to. Tell me more about this mediocre leader of theirs, but I'll warn you that I won't answer what you ask, as I'm pretty focused on punching your face," Wukong said, still trying to hit Kennen. The angel Kennen laughed in a mocking tone and continued, "Well, you won't hit me anyway, and I'm very calm here, so I can speak clearly. The scion crowned as the leader of his race is called Yamoshi. He is a powerful and very fierce warrior. I would say that he is currently better than you in fights," said young Kennen, explaining in detail how the new leader of the scions was. Wukong was even more nervous because of Kennen's provocations, that his punches caused pressure in the air, partially destroying the environment around him. Kennen knew very well that he was hurting Wukong's ego, and that was exactly what Kennen wanted. The young angel Kennen kept teasing Wukong saying, "Don't worry about your people, all the scions are being very well taken care of under Yamoshi's leadership. He may even be fierce, but he knows very well how to lead a population of warriors, and he knows a lot of ways to solve his people's problems. The guy is really nice. He is very studious. He searched ancient books and scriptures only to learn of their teachings and their ancient advice, including he is one of several followers of him," Kennen said, explaining even more about Yamoshi. Kennen was making Wukong oscillate between stress and calm, precisely so that Kennen could find the best point between the two in a rational and intelligent way, so that Wukong would become even stronger. Angel Apprentice Kennen continued, "Look, now your attacks are getting more interesting. Very well, continuing. This Yamoshi has a castle, and he reigns from there. When his subjects want to talk to him, they go to his castle, so he knows what has to be done and what problems Yamoshi has to solve. That castle isn't too far from here. I'll take him there as soon as we finish his training. My guess is that you'll get better if you learn to control your anger and find a balance between fury and calm, so that you can concentrate all that destruction on a single target," Kennen said, trying to help Wukong, telling him to control this power. Wukong spent a long time punching and kicking, never landing a single blow, while the angel Kennen explained the way to the castle and took the opportunity to eat a snack. The angel apprentice announced the end of training and both rested. After recovering their energy, Kennen and Wukong slowly made their way to the castle of the current leader of the scions, Yamoshi. Wukong looked eager to meet Yamoshi. The castle of the current leader of the scions wasn't too far from the training ground, as the trip didn't even end. But don't worry, because the next episodes are coming. If you liked it, don't forget to leave your like. It helps us a lot and motivates us to continue with these videos that you like so much. Comment your theories of what might happen in the next episode and share the video with your friends so you can watch it together. That's it. See you guys.